Adding wildcard characters to your query criteria is perfect for those times when you want to filter your data based on a common pattern rather than an exact match. Let's create a new customers query to see how wildcards work. From the Create tab, I'll press Query Design, and I'll add a customers table to the query grid, and close the Show Table window. From here, I'll add the fields first name, last name, phone, and I'll scroll down and get state. Now let's assume that we want to break this list up by last name. We've seen how we can simply add the name that we want to the criteria field. For instance, underneath last name, I'll type Harvey. If I run this query, you'll see that we have 3 customers with the last name of Harvey. Let's go back into Design View. But what if you wanted all of the customers that have the last name that starts with H? The most common wildcard character that you will probably use is the asterisk character, or Shift 8 on your keyboard. The asterisk character is a placeholder for any character and any number of characters. We can use this to specify criteria that displays all of the customers that begin with H by changing our criteria here from Harvey to H asterisk. When I press Enter, Access updates the query to read like H with the H asterisk in quotation marks. This is simply saying that instead of exactly matching this text, we want the records that are like this pattern. It's probably best to get used to the syntax and just type it in the way that it's required, rather than relying on Access to understand your intent and fix it for you. Sometimes Access doesn't get it quite right when it tries to autocorrect. Now when we run this query, we'll see our 22 customers that have last names that start with the letter H. Let's go ahead and switch back into Design View, and we'll mix it up a little more. Another wildcard character at our disposal is the question mark. The question mark character stands for any single letter or number. Change the criteria to H question mark, and press Enter. Again, Access updates our syntax. And now when we run this query, we'll get only our customers whose last name starts with H and has a total of 4 different characters. I'll run it, and we'll see that we only have 2 customers that meet this criteria. Let's go ahead and switch back into Design View again. We can also specify a character list as a wildcard. Simply enclose the list of characters to match inside of square brackets. Here's an example where Access won't autocorrect our syntax for you and add the like. Go ahead and type in here, instead of like H question mark, type in open square bracket, ABC, closing square bracket, asterisk. Here our intent is to gather all of the last names that either begin with a B, or a C, and then any characters after it. But you'll see when you press return, you get an error message that Access doesn't understand what you're trying to do. Go ahead and say OK, and at this point we'll add in the like operator manually. I'll press the escape key to back out of it, and now I'll just type like, space, quotation mark. Now I'll type in the square bracket ABC, closing bracket, asterisk, and a closing quotation mark. Now when I press Enter, there aren't any error messages, and we can run our datasheet to see the results. We'll see all of our customers whose last names either begin with an A, B, or a C. And looking at the bottom, I see that I have a total of 47 customers that meet these criteria. Adding wildcards to your query criteria can make filtering very effective when there is a pattern to the records you'd like returned. Simply use the asterisk to specify any number of characters, the question mark when you only want 1 character, or a character list in square brackets when you want to match specific characters. And remember to include the like operator to keep Access from misunderstanding your intent.